And I think, whatever you do, you can buy Premier proven players that Eddie Howe is looking at. There's still no guarantee that when they come into this squad, they're going to rip up trees. They're not going to, I've said this too many times. We've seen players move from team to team. Some highlights, some lowlights.
What we've got here is a track record almost second to none.
Yeah.
That instead of players, which has happened in the past, players coming here and becoming worse than what they were prior to joining.
Exactly.
Every player that's come to this club.
But then you've got to ask yourself.
And even the players that were already here have all improved.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that the coach's issue, though, that we've had in the past? Of course it is. You know what I mean? Because they've been big names, but the quality that they've produced, apart from a couple, Chrissy Houghton did, I thought, really good with the squad that he had. I mean, obviously, we all know the others that failed around him. So a lot, I've often said there's a lot of good diamonds out there, and it doesn't all. Again, you look at a lot of people's chat, and because Burnley's played Championship, that's not the individual player's fault. All he's got to do is go out there and perform. And a lot of people are saying, I've watched Trafford a couple of times when I realised that it seems to be 95% that this is the goalkeeper that Eddie Howe's going for. So I had a quick look at some of Trafford's performances past season. And I don't think Burnley would have got into the playoffs if it wasn't for Trafford. So I have no issue.
Anybody who saved 2 penalties in the same game against the Mackhams will do it for me.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, but it's still a gamble. Even though Trafford had a great season in the Championship, it's still an absolute massive gamble. But he wouldn't be part of the England squad if he hadn't played well. If there wasn't something that is shining for that lad, yes, you can say age, and he's not really made a cap yet for himself. I thought Henderson has had a really good season, to be fair.
He had a great game
yesterday. He had a good game, yeah, absolutely.
Despite last
we could have been 5 or 6, couldn't it, without Henderson?
Without Henderson, could have been, aye. And very good with his feet, by the way.
Absolutely. But I do think, and again, we all talk about how much money we could potentially have to spend. I still sit on the fence when it comes to the types of monies that we've got to spend. I certainly don't think it's anywhere near the 200 million mark, which is what he's obviously going around at the minute. Again, a lot of it, and I've seen in the chat earlier on about, we've seen the likes of Longstaff being linked to Everton and Leeds, the likes of Willock being linked to Crystal Palace.
Well, that's the latest hot one is Willock as Part X.
Well, that was Target, wasn't it? That was the last one.
And just today,
yeah,
Target's been introduced into that
equation exactly, well. Yeah. And now Fulham apparently are interested in Willock. So
well, it was Fulham
originally, wasn't it?
Originally for Willock, but now Palace have said they could be amicable for give them both.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if we go back to this article, it goes on to say Mbeumo would have likely been Newcastle's highest earner if he had signed, and that would inevitably have prompted others at the club to ask for parity, sending the wage bill soaring, or risk carrying disgruntled players moving forward who resent not being paid the same as new arrivals. The negotiations with Isaac will be difficult enough, but the intention will be to make him the highest earner to reward him for his excellence on Tyneside. Bringing in new players on significantly more money than that before those talks even begin is fraught with danger. But it is thought that there will be movement on incumbents at St James's Park later this month, with the intention to sign at least 2 players before the start of pre-season training in July. Now, the fact that he is saying that with this unique insight that he's been given actually says to me that there's 2 players already lined up. And that the reason they haven't been done now, as I said at the start of the show, was until the 1st of July, we don't actually have the money.
Don't forget to smash the like button. It helps us a lot to keep growing. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, activate all notifications, that way you get notified every time we go live. And don't forget, you can become a member, get exclusive content, access to all of our live shows on demand at the time that you want. And also, of course, giveaways every month, sometimes multiple giveaways a month. So stay tuned for that. Check it out. Help support the channel. It's a small fee. And of course, you help us and grow. If you hate the Mackhams, smash that like button.
To save the bleeding races. When we got the wheel put on, away we went again. But them that had their noses broke, they came back our him. Some went to the dispensary, and some to Dr. Gibbs's, and some to the infirmary.